There's a time to retire, and the time for you, Buck, is now.
Word. You probably could.
In the form of hate from people that support his kind of views.
Sorry, run, right?
I know. That's Buck trying to run away from the truth.
Wow, what's up, rebels? My name's Willie.
My name is Leo.
I'm from the UK.
I'm from the US.
We are engaged. We are queer. And today we're here to react to that grift day.
Dusty.
Crispy.
Buck, or as he likes to be called, Trampa.
Not my Trampa.
First, I think we're getting a message from headquarters. Good evening, viewer. We hope you enjoyed the following hilarious and/or insightful YouTube video. As you may have heard, the rebels need more manpower to fight the treacherous battles against the anti-woke forces. We aim to achieve 15,000 rebel soldiers enlisted by the end of May. Are you ready to fight for your right to be a chaotic queer being? Join the Leo and Willie Rebel Army today by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to always spread the gay agenda. This ad is endorsed by the Rebel Army headquarters.
Please do hit subscribe and join our Discord. We would love you to join our Discord.
Yes, please do. We have a really amazing group of rebels out there that are a part of our Discord, and we chat with y'all. We get to talk about like secret plans for videos. We get to talk about whatever it is. So if you're not there, you should be there. Go join it. Link down below.
So without further ado, let's get
into it. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Gay agenda. Gay agenda.
I haven't wanted to share my story or talk up about it on social media because I'm afraid. I've been afraid for my son's life, for our family's well-being.
Seriously, leave the kids alone.
Basically, at about 24 months, here's where she started grabbing the tutus and the dresses.
By 3.5, Kieran had transitioned to a girl. Today, she's 9 years old, a third grader, and an athlete. That's why the Clausens are celebrating Governor Holcomb's decision to veto a bill that would have banned Kieran and other transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams at school.
There were happy tears shed, there was dancing, and when I told Kieran, she squealed with glee. There are people.
I'm sorry, he's nodding his head so hard it's about to fall off. He's like, Why is he always involved in kids' business? He's always watching children. He is though. It's like, oh, I'm doing this to save these people. I'm really angry at the parents. No, you're not, bro. Like
It's a bit of an obsession at this point, I feel.
I think he's trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor. Just saying.
It's definitely a bit of a like obsession that he has with just like the whole concept of like trans youth as a whole.
Why are you trans?
Do you forget that you were once a child, sir? I know that your like whole brand is that you're a trampa, but like you haven't been this old forever, you know?
Okay, you're a disgusting person to do that to your child of 3.5. 3.5? That's a boy. First off, I'm blown away by these people doing this to their children at that age. It's literally the parents. These parents are just insane. They are not doing the research.
Sorry, doing what? Letting your kid wear a tutu? Is that what the like crime is right now?
I'm so confused. Like you went into a shop and you saw the side that was made for him and you went to her side?
Ooh, scandalous!
Glitter! How dare you!
I find it so interesting that clothes seem to only have this huge impact. It seems to only be heavy when it's with trans kids. Clothes is just clothes normally. Yeah, hands-me-downs, do that. Yeah, do this, thrift this. We don't really have the biggest like relationship with clothes, the Western world, until it comes to trans kids. Then we must police clothes. And this child must wear this because this is the way it should be. I just find it so weird. Like, what's the battle?
You know, I feel like it's actually very similar to the way that people, maybe like a few years ago, but even still today, will talk about like queer youth in general, like whether you're like lesbian, gay, bi, if you aren't heteronormative, it's sort of like there's all these like it's inappropriate or you're too young, all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, people are like looking at their 1-year-old being like, oh, you're a ladies' man.
Oh my
and, like,
God.
you know, things like that. And like, oh, she's gonna get all the boys.
I don't
Why
get
are you
it.
talking about infants like that? But yet, if a like 5-year-old or a 3-year-old is like, hey, I want to wear dresses and I feel like I'm a pretty princess, then like, what's the problem? What is the problem?
I'm a fucking pretty princess.
I'm a fucking pretty princess.
Period. As you should, queen.
If they literally did the research, they would never touch this with a 10-foot pole. Today, I am so excited to bring you this news. You might not hear it because the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about this, but the scandal of the whole transgender kids, gender clinic, your kid is trans if they wear pink bows and play with trucks, bullshit is all being exposed, and it's coming out little by little. And you know, I was saying this to my partner earlier, and I was like, you know,
Was that the news?
No, he's saying that he's got some tea that's gonna like.
Oh,
break
I thought that
everyone.
was the news. I was like,
No, no.
You
Apparently,
sure?
he's gonna like shatter all of that.
oh,
That's
okay.
what
You
he's
know
saying.
what? You got me. I'm waiting for this news. I'm waiting for this news. You got me. I was like,
Oh,
it just sucks because it's always only the right-leaning media that exposes this shit, okay? And I don't really understand why more left-leaning media has no balls to talk about this. And it's really upsetting as somebody who has considered myself a liberal my whole life. And I just... what does it even mean to be a liberal? I'm so confused.
I'm sorry, is the liberal in the room with us?
I was just about to say the same thing. There's a time to retire,
Mm-hmm.
and the time for you, Buck, is now.
You think it's
Please.
now? There's a time for Buck to retire. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We are past that fast.
Very true.
Retire.
I don't believe the way they are not exposing this, if that they care. They don't care. And all these parents, I will almost guarantee you 99.9% of these parents are all woke, liberal, left-wing nutcases. And so I'm just so fed up with the bullshit media and all that. So with that, today I might laugh, I might not. As you see, I'm fucking aggro because I just can't.
This is him trying to connect to the kids. He's like, I know how the youth talk.
As you see, I'm fucking aggro. Back in my day.
Oh man, he's really like, you have just reminded us that you are in fact a white guy with a podcast mic.
And I'm going to link this article. I don't want to read the whole article. It's a lot, but I really am going to link it so you guys you should all read it, and you should all send it to everybody. Get this article out there, okay? Because it is a very, very important article, and it's real factually based article with real fact-based material. So the headline reads, exclusive, docs knew gender science was shoddy, but pushed chemical sex changes on kids anyway. We knew it. And shoddy, meaning they even used that, it's quoted, the word shoddy. So they even knew that it was shoddy. So the beginning of the article reads,
Shoddy's
Stick
like
a melody in my
head. I couldn't hit.
He thought he cooked. He was like, oh, I found this article.
Oh.
I found this one little article in the right-wing column. And
Honestly.
it's going to expose you. It's going to expose everybody. Shut the hell up.
You know, if you listen to him and you imagine that his words are like being typed out as an angry Facebook post, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That's the energy he
Definitely
really gives.
Facebook.
Like, you will not believe this article that I found that was posted on IHateTransPeople.com. Completely unbiased. And it says, like, what is this, sir? What virus did you get trying to download this website?
He's going to link it below so we can spread it. He really thought.
Spread the word.
He thought he could.
Private emails from leaders of an influential transgender medical organization expose how ideology and consensus, rather than science, has girdled the explosive growth of the child sex change industry. The fact that they even call it an industry. The emails were revealed under Freedom of Information laws. Okay, this is so great. As their gender clinic boomed with patients at the University of San Francisco, medical directors Maddie Deutsch and Stephen Rosenthal acknowledged behind the scenes that research supporting child sex changes was shoddy. They said it, and fueling predatory practices. The emails showed they were literally.
These quotes are hardly giving any context into like what they were actually saying, so it's very hard to just know what they mean by like this broken up couple of words in like trying to pass it off as like a quote, because I don't really like
predatory practices, for example.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because it can be taken in a multitude of ways. I initially took it in the worst case possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just feel like sometimes there are just inflammatory language put into things just to burn people up. Like start a fire in people who already feel a specific type of way. You throw in words like predatory and they're like, let's protect the kids from the predatory practices without much context on predatory practices. I know everyone's like, well, why do you need context? Because you kind of do. Yeah. Depending on who's using the words means a lot.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
It feels very like, what is this? Like,
is it something that's perpetuating old homophobic, like, tropes? Is it something like that? Like, we don't know. Is it transphobic tropes? We don't understand what's happening here, so.
Shoddy. They said it. And fueling predatory practices. The emails showed they were literally saying this. Yet there they were going at it. Deutsch and Rosenthal are leaders in the field of gender medicine and co-authors of, here we go, the World Professional Association of Transgender Health, WPATH, which we all know is a total scam organization. Highly influential medical guidance. The Standards of Care version 8, called the SOC 8, which is used to inform clinical practice in healthcare systems worldwide. This is what they use to say, oh no, puberty blockers are said that they're totally okay because WPATH says they are.
There are lots of thoughts in general from both sides of the argument. So by that I mean whether you're liberal, whether you're conservative, wherever you are, about the use of puberty blockers, because some people believe that it's not developed enough to put, for children to go through it, and some people say it's worth the risk for me and I am living proof as they grow up to be 18-year-olds who are much happier about their body. With something like this, I think it's really important to listen to the individual about what risks they're willing to take for their own body, because sometimes it's about the battle of the risks. Is this person in a place where they are so uncomfortable in their body that the risk could be self-inflicted? If so, are they willing to take the risk of this might happen here, this might happen here? Yes. It's the power of choice. We're individuals. This guy has the cheek to call himself a liberal, but is not liberated when people want to make choices about their own body. And that's just like the most anti-liberal thing you can be. And so, I don't know. I've said with puberty blockers, I don't know enough about it. I don't know the medicine. I don't know the science. So I can't say with great confidence on either side whether I want it to be rolled out or not rolled out. All I can say is any individual who wants it, it's not my choice to say no, because that's not my life.
Yeah, and I think Buck has a very big habit of doing this thing where he will talk about different experiences for different stages of life, depending on like where a potential trans youth might be, and blends them together, and then uses that to like weave this really weird narrative that like babies are being like given HRT. Like, because he was starting by talking about a 3.5-year-old, being like, why would you do this to your kid at 3 or 3.5 and whatever, and then he starts going off about puberty blockers. No child that's even under like 12 or like under 10 would likely be going through puberty blockers unless a medical professional has dealt with their situation and assessed that they might be in need of it, whether they're trans, whether they're cis, no matter what.
And they're more likely to be cis in that case.
Like that's just like how medicine works, like how medication works, how like treatment in a like medical field works, is you work with professionals, not a old man on the internet.
No, you clocked it. You clocked it, because that is actually the biggest T. When it comes to the ages that he's trying to push out, which is like 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds or 7-year-olds, taking puberty blockers, they are more likely to be cis. Cis people who have been assigned them to stop precarious and like really, really quick puberties, because some people go through them. So yeah, interesting. I doubt there's anything about that though, because he licks the bottoms of cis people. He adores us. He adores us so much.
How does it feel to have Buck be your biggest fan?
Oh, terrible.
So that was something I really wanted to sort of bring first, so I can show you something very important here. So now I have all these videos. Here's another one. Watch this.
Her parents admit it was hard to process their then son begging in tears to wear a dress.
I feel like I'm an open-minded person, but when it's like your son, asking you to do this, and I think I wasn't thinking about her feelings at the time. I was just thinking about how are people going to react to it.
Yeah, you should.
A little bit afraid for her.
Yeah, and I still am afraid for her.
But the
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be concerned about how a bunch of strangers feel about your child. People you love, people you care about, people in your immediate family, immediate circles have a way more importance, have way more power to who you are as a human being than some random self-proclaimed tramper on the internet. Like, he calls himself it because nobody else does. What do you mean, daddy is stuck in your hat? Who calls you that? As well, like, this, the biggest liar on the internet is this man, just for calling himself tramper and daddy as fuck. Like, you lied there. So, like, I don't know, I hate this idea of you should completely think about what other people think before you do this to your kid. That shows your thought process, and it shows how much you tap dance for other people around you. Imagine twerking to your haters. That's what he does. He twerks for his haters all the time. He's like, these people don't like me and I have to do better and I should care so much. And what a sad existence to be in your 60s and to still care this much. That's crazy, because I worked at a care institution. I did, with older people around his age. I had people younger whose asses I was wiping. And one of the advices that like they all sort of shared was, when you get to this age, you just really stop caring. And that's a blessing. You stop caring. But this is Buck. Here, still caring at 60 what other people think about him and picking on 3-year-olds. Like, sir.
Where are these kids getting this language, I am trans? They're getting it somewhere. Okay, that's why they're saying it. But I cannot believe these parents would do this to their young little kid for some reason, because the kid says, I feel like a boy or I feel like a girl. What does that even mean? How can you even know that when you're 3 years old? It is literally the parents. And
he's still coming back to free.
Yes, he still is. Oh, and it's just, okay, so like this literally replaced everything that he's saying, replaced trans with gay. And that's exactly how like anyone within his age range would talk about queer youth in general. Like, how do you know that you're gay when you're only a kid? Like, you don't know what attraction is, but like I said earlier, that same person is going to like baby Bess and being like, well, she's gonna be a like man killer. Like, why? Just chill. It's okay.
Literally the parents. And I'm going to keep showing you these crazy parents who should, in my opinion, it's child abuse. It's my opinion. It's totally my opinion. So these crazy moms, listen to this.
So I want to talk about the topic that I get the most threats on this platform for, and that is talking about my transgender son. And I want to address the people who have a problem with it and who keep sending me these threats. First of all, I know why you're uncomfortable with this conversation. I grew up as an extremely conservative Christian Republican country girl. I graduated from Liberty University. I became a pastor. I used to have similar beliefs as you. Most of the threats that I get are from people who think that I groomed my child to be this way, or that I am a pedophile, or I'm grooming him to be a pedophile. And that is furthest from the truth. The day I gave birth to my children, I promised all of them that I would love them unconditionally their entire life, and that I would accept them and support them.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't support them. You did not. You lied to them and you told them that they're trans and that they can change their sex to a boy or a girl when they're a girl or a boy.
Why does he sound so personally attacked right now? Like, do you have some mommy issues you're trying to work through? What is this? He was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No.
He's so mad. That's the thing. The whole time it's like you're really angry. I really also have to like go back to his use of the words child. I hate when people use that term for parents who like are supportive to their children, because child abuse is so rampant. As someone who's like studied in those fields, as someone who researches in those fields.
Really, you know, one thing to point out, because he's all about subtleties with this guy, is it's like he wants to talk about like accusing this woman of child abuse for supporting her child, but yet he doesn't want to address anything in relation to the allegations of actual child abuse and predatory behavior that she was getting, and like in the form of hate from people that support his kind of views.
Sorry, vroom vroom, right?
I know. That's Buck trying to run away from the truth.
Also, don't like the fact that this lady has like openly proclaimed, "Hey, I'm getting this," and he's thought, "Okay, I'm gonna use you for my video. I've got a whole platform, and I'm gonna go for you, and I'm gonna continue some of that shit." Like, you're just a bad person. Like, it's not about your views anymore. You're just a horrible person. You're happy to perpetuate people's pain. You can't accept the idea that pain and happiness may look different for other people. You want people to feel upset in a way that they don't about their own lives, because you consider this something to be upset about. Not everybody's you, which is such a blessing. Because even one of you is just a bit too much. Just a bit too much. Bucky Buck.
You don't care about your kid. If you care about your kid, you wouldn't do that to your kid.
Estrogen treatment is irreversible and would make Josie sterile. But Josie and her mother never doubted it was the right thing until an unexpected conversation happened one afternoon.
But on the inside, where nobody else can see,
yeah.
Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside.
Really?
Yeah, is that true?
Only you know the answer to that. So if you wanted to grow up to be a man,
yeah,
would you tell me?
Yeah.
Hey, if you wanted to grow up and be a man, you could.
I want to be... Sometimes I think I'm a boy, sort of, but I want to be a girl. Would you love me if I'm a boy?
Oh my God.
Of course. I would love you no matter what.
Oh my God.
I always have, and I always will.
It was the first time Vanessa ever heard Josie sound uncertain.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. Okay? Oh, you got so...
What's the bullshit?
He said, like in what the lady was saying at the end of the clip, where it said that was the first time.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. I need clarification.
No, you're good.
I feel sad for the kid. It's never fun to discover that a choice that's been made or something that's happened. Also, sorry, I just want to talk about this quickly. Whether this gets left in, how do we know all of this has definitely happened?
Obviously, like, the source is questionable at most. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't really have the full context, like we said. Like, it's just a clip. But, I don't know. Chemical castration is a very big step. And I have seen, like, fear-mongering about puberty blockers be phrased as if it's chemical castration, when in fact it's not. So are they talking about actual chemical castration, or are they talking about puberty blockers or something along those lines? That's something that we obviously, like, we're not gonna be able to, like, go through a whole video in this, like, in this video, go through a whole...
I might. If I find out, I will put it in the edit. I really will.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, you're right. It's just, I can just see what his algorithm says. He's watching things like this, and then he's watching people who hate the idea of trans kids' existence. So, of course, they're going to add on. It's like a game of telephone, right? You add on. I don't know.
Algorithms know you, Buck.
They know you, and honestly, we do. I don't believe you.
The desist and the detransition rate is only climbing. And who's going to take responsibility for this? It's not just they didn't put a different hat and a different shirt on. They literally destroyed their bodies forever. Forever. This next one goes to my point.
When I was 5 years old...
Sorry, just real quick before we get into this clip. I just think that, like, it's something to be pointed out that like I don't think that that's a good way to talk about people who've detransitioned as ruining their bodies forever. That's really damaging. I have a lot of empathy for anyone who has detransitioned or who's going through that kind of journey. Like it's not something to envy, and like I have a lot of, like I said, like empathy for anyone who like has that situation. And
his emphasis on like ruin their body forever.
yes, I think it's very like insensitive. I think it's gaslighty. I think it's silencing. I think that it's again using a struggle from a person or a collective group of people who are going through this and experiencing this, taking that pain and using it for his own platform and to like put himself. Yeah, it's like that's not cool. Why are you like disrespecting even the people who you claim to be on the side of? You know what I mean? It's just so he has no alliances.
Yeah, I think it's he's just a bit too flippant with people's trauma. I think that's it. It's very flippant, and I think there's a way to go. You know, yeah, I agree with you. People who detransition, then I feel like the media really tries to heighten this like war between detransitioners versus people who are still transitioning, because detransitioners can be used to, in the media anyway, to hurt the image of transitioners. Like, yeah, see, and it's like that's not really what it is. It's just, like I say, it's always a distraction to keep people arguing amongst themselves, because the reality of the situation is it's such a niche experience of going, actually, I don't feel I look the right way, and I may have made some like choices that I may regret for the rest of my life, unfortunately, and this is how I'm going to look for the rest of my life, which I can't. That sounds so trans. Do you know what I mean? Like there is empathy there, and there's a unique linked experience, and I agree with you. I hate the way he shits on people's stories and traumas.
Yeah, and I think also another thing just to point out is that when people like Buck want to talk about detransition, they only want to talk about a select part of that select like collective community, because within the like detransition community there are people who unfortunately do have regrets about transitioning, and they've gone through medical interventions to reverse some of that or like do what they can, and sometimes those things aren't completely reversible, and that's like its own journey. There are also people who are trans, who are, say, non-binary, gender fluid, somewhere on the gender spectrum that isn't as binary as Buck likes to think it is. And they will also go through a form of medical detransition sometimes. You know, there's a lot of, I've seen like, just because of my own algorithms, I've seen more of the trans masc side of that, of individuals who are transmasculine leaning but non-binary in some form in the way they identify, and they've gone through things like testosterone, or they've gotten top surgery, and then they go off of HRT, or they start taking estrogen or something like that, where it's like that's just the path that's like that they've ended up going on. And people like this don't ever want to talk about those people, because they only want to talk about the extreme cases, because it fuels the narrative that they're trying to talk about. It's much more nuanced, and they don't want to even talk about the nuances, because they know that their argument is so like it's just balancing on a pin of like this is bad, when it's like if you look outside of that you're like, well, this is a little bit wobbly, even if it's not saying that sometimes people end up making mistakes. You know, no one's denying that that people who detransition exist. It's just that the conversation is so narrow focused on one particular experience within that like it just gets used as a tool rather than like talked about as a group of people that might need support.
I think there's also, firstly, you killed that, completely agree. I was sitting there like, no, seriously, you cooked. I completely agree with you. I also think detransitioning as well isn't something sometimes people always want. I think detransitioning can look so many different ways. Like in terms of social transitioning, you can social transition, but some people don't accept it if you are no longer taking HRT. If you think of people like Miles McKenna, who can no longer take HRT for medical reasons, or think of people like yourself who stopped taking HRT for financial reasons. There are loads of reasons why people don't have access, and that would technically fall under a detransition experience without people's want or will. So yeah, I agree with you. It's a pin. It's balancing on a pin, and it does wobble.
When I was 5 years old, I told my mom I was a girl trapped in a boy's body.
Wow.
This was around the year 2000, long before there was much acceptance for boys or acting or dressing in a gender non-conforming way. Of course, like the majority of those children who believe they are the opposite sex, the only reason I thought I was a girl was because I was drawn to quote-unquote girl things. I was told by everyone around me that every article of clothing I wanted to wear was girl clothes. Every toy I wanted to play with was a girl toy. And in my young mind, I thought the explanation was simple. I must be a girl then. Looking back, I feel extremely fortunate that I was born in the late 90s, before gender ideology became the widespread belief system that it is today.
This is why this person is so important. Okay, they told their mom, "I'm a boy in a girl in a boy's body," or whatever at 5. Like, really, I don't even remember being 5, but whatever. That being said, wow. So the parents go and today, what this guy is saying is that instead of him just growing up to be a non-conforming adult, that he didn't have to take puberty blockers because they weren't even around. They were not there. Thank God. Thank God. And he's proving that he grew out of whatever that even meant. You think a 5-year-old knows what it means to be a girl trapped in a boy's body? Bullshit.
That's really cool for them.
Mm.
That's one person's story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Buck understands that he could literally, as he has been doing for so long, find all these stories, just more people who really, really push his narrative, and there still would be plenty more people who do not. It's whatever you want to see, right? And then it's whatever you want to push out. If we decided right now, in this moment, you know what? We're joining Buck's side. It would be so easy to find videos like this. I'm like, I don't get what his point is what I'm saying. It's like, cool, that's that person's experience. It doesn't mean it's wrong. I don't think it's negative. That's just their experience, and that's cool. Why this person then feels they have to go on a podium and potentially use their experience to poo-poo other people's experience is a bit weird. Do you, live you, and let other people live them.
Very true. Very true. And I think, okay, one thing that is very confusing about Buck, considering the platform that he has, the company that he keeps, the ideologies that he likes to spread and support, there's a lot of emphasis on a gender binary existing and needing to rein in the non-binary and gender non-conformity of today's society. But yet he's going to pull out this thing where this is a situation where this person was damaged by the gender binary being so strict and being told, if you like XYZ, that means you're a girl. If you like XYZ, that means you're a boy. Why is it that you're using that to say this is gender ideology, but then when someone says, well, I'm a boy, I'm a trans guy, but I don't necessarily feel the need to dress hyper-masculine or present as a cis-assuming man, and I like to maybe wear makeup, or I still like to have long hair, he attacks those people, and he's like, you're not a real man, you're a psycho, you're a crazy lesbian who's been indoctrinated into the trans agenda.
Literally his words.
Literally, that is exactly.
I heard him say it yesterday.
Go to any of his videos, he will say it at some point.
He's like, Buck? I thought you were here.
I was just possessed.
But no, that's so true. That's the thing. That was literally my point, is whichever argument you want, you will find something to support it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not quite right. This is, as you said, it completely dismantles all your other points, but I suppose for this very specific video, it's tea. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, Buck.
Oh, Buck. Why?
I'm sure we'll see you again in 3 to 5 working weeks. Right, we're not watching anymore.
Please. Oh, thank God. I didn't think I was going to make it through.
Thank you so much for watching our video. We watched it.
So you don't have to.
Please do hit subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to join us on Discord, because
Discord is amazing. We have a great time.
Sometimes Discord comes up, I just go like that. Thank you again. We really appreciate you. Drink water, eat carrots, and we, or maybe Leo by himself, will see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you know, you know. Agenda.
agenda, get agenda, get agenda.